We are the Braxtons, and you'll see we are not like an ordinary family. Tracy, Towanda, Trina, Tamar and Vince will teach you a thing or two. The Braxton family values.
Hey everybody, I'm back to talk about the latest episode of the Braxton Family Values. Before I get into this video, I just want to say to all my new subscribers, to all the people who are viewing me for the first time, thank you so much for just clicking on this video and giving me a chance. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Alright, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get right into this episode. So one of the things that happened was Trina got hypnotized in order to rid her of her fear of birds. Now, y'all, what do y'all think? I don't think that she actually was hypnotized. I think that that lady put her in a relaxed state, helped her get to a relaxed state so that she could deal with the anxiety and the fear of the birds. Because I don't know, maybe it's just these preconceived notions that I have of being hypnotized. When I think of somebody being hypnotized, I think of them being in this trance and they are in this state where they can't hear anything but the person that hypnotizes them. So when the sisters came in and they were whispering, "Don't go back to Gabe, don't go back to Gabe," and she woke up out of that trance, I was like, man, she ain't hypnotized. But I think what it did do was help her get to this relaxed state so that when she's around birds, she doesn't freak all the way out. So Towanda and Tamar took Trina to this park that they were in, you know, in previous episodes where she freaked out about all those birds. And they ran off and left her, and she kind of did that mantra that the lady taught her how to do. You know, she was just saying some Bible scriptures to herself and, you know, just trying to calm herself down so that she didn't freak out around these birds. And it actually worked. I don't think that she's cured of this fear of birds, but I do think that the lady did help her to, you know, to basically taught her how to not be so freaked out when it happens. So I think it's going to take a little bit more practice, and she's just going to have to really focus and try to get over this fear when the birds are around. Also, Towanda takes a big step in this episode because she goes ahead and gets her a place out in LA because her acting teacher was basically telling her that she's doing good, but she could be doing better if he got to see her more, because Towanda is traveling from LA to, I think, Atlanta. She's just going back and forth all the time. And so since the kids are out of school, she decided to get her a place there so that she can really focus on her acting, because that is her passion. That's what she wants to do. So she sits down and she talks to her family about it. Andre is cool with it. He's like, you got to do what you got to do. This is your dream, blah, blah, blah. And she talked to her kids, and her kids were really understanding. They were like, well, okay, mom, you know. And I think it hurt Towanda more than it hurt the kids and the husband, because I think they're just kind of used to her not being there and pursuing something that she's interested in. I don't know. But what I did find interesting was the fact that Towanda didn't say that she had such an amazing husband, that the kids had such an amazing father. Now, I don't know. Am I looking too much into that? I don't see the love between Andre and Towanda. It just seems like they're together because he's a good dad, and I don't know. I don't see any passion, I don't know. He's a good supporter of her, but that's it. I don't see there's no sparks, no magic, no fire, no nothing. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Am I tripping? Because I just don't feel it. I don't feel it. Anyway, Vince sits Tamar down and he tells her about an opportunity that has been presented to him. And it's for the Braxton sisters to have their own Broadway musical play or whatever it is, probably a musical. And he basically tells her, look, this person is very interested. This is someone who's done this, and that. And, they want to sit down and talk to you and the girls about, maybe getting this project on the road. And so they actually go and have the meeting with the guy, and it goes well, and Tamar and Vince both think that it's a great idea, which I think is a great idea too. It's a good way for, all the girls to make their little money and, do something exciting, based off of just the Braxton sisters. Keep the brand flourishing. Now, here's the thing. When Tamar goes and she talks to her sisters about it, the only person who wasn't there was Tony. But when she sits down and talks to them about it, it just goes right over their head. They're looking at her like, "What are you talking about?" And look, and I think, okay, I think everything that Tamar was saying in the confessional was on point. Like, she thought it was a good idea for the sisters because they could basically be sitting at home and still collecting coin. It would be a good thing, for a good project for them to do as a family. She just had all of these good reasons why they should do it. I mean, it's not like it's a negative thing. It's a great opportunity for them. And she expressed it great in the confessional. But when she tried to convey these things to her sisters, she did it all the way wrong. And I think that's what messed it up, because she had on, the little top hat, and she came out with, the little stick that they use in the baton and all of this stuff. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Even I was looking at her like, what are you doing? And I knew what was going on. And I think that threw them off, because they were looking at her like, well, girl, what kind of opportunity are you talking about? Why are you dressed up like that? Like, it threw them off. And the way she was talking and being kind of jokey and not being really serious, the way that Vince presented the information to her should have been the same way that she presented the information to her sisters, because then it would have conveyed better. Just like Trina said, I'm a businesswoman first, so I want to know the information. And let me tell you something, Towanda. Towanda was asking Tamar about, well, who did you have a meeting with? And why you didn't have us there at the meeting too? Now, I was totally on Tamar's side, and this rarely happens, but I was on Tamar's side because the way that Towanda asked her why she didn't have nobody in a meeting with her, it did suggest that Tamar was trying to be shady, like trying to leave her out of it. But I have to defend Tamar. First of all, the people came to her. The people came to Vince to talk to Tamar. So why is it so far-fetched for her to take an initial meeting with them? She didn't sit down and say, okay, this what the play gonna be about. This what we gonna do. This who gonna be involved. I mean, she didn't make any definitive plans. She just said, okay, tell me what your vision is, and I'll tell my sisters, and then we'll decide if this is something that we want to do. She did that right, in my opinion. Now, that's just me, but I don't think that Tamar was doing nothing shady. But Wanda did approach her like that. And then as soon as Tamar's face got tore up, and she was like, well, first of all, let me just explain. I wasn't doing nothing behind nobody's back. And Wanda just was like, wait, whoa, calm down. Why are you coming at me like that? That ain't even how I meant it. Then how you mean it? How did you mean it, girl? So I was on Tamar's side with that. I was like, nah, you threw that rock and hit your hand. Like, come on, that's what you meant when you said it. That is what you meant, girl. Don't do that just because she's Tamar, and she do be overreacting sometimes. Yes, she does. But this time she wasn't. So of course Tamar gets pissed off because she's not getting the reaction that she feels like she shouldn't have gotten from the sisters, because of course they have a million questions. You need to have all of this information on hand, especially after you've had an initial meeting with someone about it. You should have a little bit more information when you sit down and talk to them, because naturally they're going to have questions. And so Tamar gets up and, throw the deuces, and she leaves. And the sisters are like, well, maybe she'll tell us the information later. I don't know. But they were not enthused about it at all. And I think it's really just because of the way it was presented to them. I think once they get more details and know really what's going on, they'll be more into it. But I don't know. We'll see what happens, y'all. So that's basically everything that happened in this episode. And I will talk to you guys next week for the next episode. So, y'all, tell me what you thought about this episode. Do you agree with the things that I've said? Did I leave anything out that you wanted to touch on? Just jump on into the conversation by leaving the comments below. Just holler at me and let me know what's up. Bye.
We are not like an ordinary family. Towanda, Trina, Tamar, and s5e13 will teach you a thing or two.